Kim Willis again. How you doing? I hope you're having a good day and you're in a good frame of mind, because if you are, you're going to enjoy this message and you're going to be able to take maximum advantage from it. This is a little training message with the accent on motivation and attitude, because as you probably know, attitude is everything. It's the bee's knees. If you've got the right attitude, the right mental settings, doing this business, doing in fact probably any sort of business, is relatively easy. On the other hand, if the attitude is bad, if we're suffering from some of that stinking thinking, everything seems hard. It seems hard just to make a single dollar. Okay, so we need to be constantly working on those internal settings. We get the internal environment right, it makes it so much easier to transact in the external environment, you know, the real world. Now, I was listening to somebody the other day, and they're having a bit of a whinge. They're having a bit of a moan about their company, their product. The product wasn't, you know, completely up to scratch. There was still a few little loose ends to do with the product and making it, you know, world's best. They're having a bit of a moan about their sponsor, their mentor, their coach. It seemed that every problem that they had was external to themselves, right? And you know, when somebody takes that attitude, they give away their power. They give away their power. They weaken themselves. They make themselves less potent and less effective. And they diminish themselves. They diminish themselves. But more than that, they set themselves up for failure, because if you diminish yourself by apportioning blame to others, you're going to be setting yourself up for a fall, because it's inevitable that you will fail with an attitude like that. As sure as night follows day, your business is going to fail. Another reason why I think people do this is so that they protect their ego. They're wanting to protect their ego. So rather than look at themselves and take total responsibility for their own success, understanding that their sponsor can't make them successful, their company can't make them successful, their product can't make them successful. Sure, it's good to have a good company, good product, and a helpful sponsor or mentor. But at the end of the day, we have to take total responsibility for our own success. And I think one of the reasons why we tend to shift the blame away from ourselves, or probably the primary reason, is so that we can protect our fragile little ego. And at the same time, as we're setting ourselves up for a fall or a failure, we're also setting ourselves up with someone to blame. Okay? So that when we do inevitably fail because of this stinking thinking attitude, we've already got someone in place that we can blame for that. I've lost count of the number of times I talk to people who've not made money in a particular venture, and I say, why do you think that is? And it's very rare that somebody would say, well, it's because I didn't take full responsibility. I didn't do exactly what the training told me to do. It's my responsibility and I didn't live up to those responsibilities. I very rarely have somebody say that. More often than not, and I would say 90% of the time, they will blame external circumstances, including the economy and the government, or their boss, or their spouse, or their kids, or the product, or any of these things that I'm talking about. Why? Because they want to protect their little ego from the harsh reality that is associated with this one truth, and that is we take responsibility for our results. Now, sometimes there are circumstances that are truly, completely out of our control. No doubt about that. But more often than not, the buck stops with us. More often than not, we have the wherewithal to really make it happen. If you've gotten yourself involved with a quality company, with a quality product, you really can't blame them if you fail. So you really have to come back to yourself and say, well, what do I need to do to make things happen? What do I need to do to have the maximum amount of power possible to make this thing work? Because you do need a lot of personal power to become successful. It's got to be a full-on commitment with the time that you've allocated to the venture. Okay? A full-on commitment, because you want maximum power. And when you start apportioning blame to third parties, you lose your power. And when you lose your power, the chances of failure grow exponentially. That's what I've learned. That's what I've found. When I haven't been making dollars, it's because my personal power has diminished. And it's more often to do with the fact that I didn't take total responsibility. On the other hand, when I've been making lots of money, it's because I had a lot of personal power. I took total responsibility. And the results just seem to come quite easily. Okay, that's it for today. I don't want to preach to you. I just want to really share with you one of the key lessons that I've learned, and I've learned it the hard way, that when we have maximum personal power, everything seems to get easier. And to do that, we have to take full responsibility for our success. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. Hope you got something out of it, and look forward to talking with you in the future. Bye for now.